League, sorry believers. Let's run it back. Let's just do a 2-2 split. Like the haste, I think the hasting Archon is pretty relevant. I think it's something I really want to have access to. Also, you know, Invasion sees one less card. But it is a different type, which is really nice. And so let's just do 2-2, and then like if the Invasion is like obviously better than Bitter Reunion, then we could just go 4-0. Or maybe we could just go 4-0 now. Let's just go 4-0 now. I take it back. Let's just go 4-0 now, and then just, you know, we play 2 leagues with Bitter Reunion, 1 league with just Invasion. We'll see, like, you know, how much do we miss the haste. Cut Fable for Gyruda. So the thing is, Fable is so important in sideboard games specifically. Like, your sideboard win rate is going to plummet if we cut the Fables. Yeah, it's like, yeah, but the extra card type is pretty relevant. Extra permanent, pretty relevant. Us attack. Can this search for creatures or just battles? Land or battle? We're not going to be flipping this very often. I think more Delirium, greater sometimes Haste Archon, which can be one more. Yeah, I agree. I agree to some extent, yeah. So let's just test it. I'm just going to play 4. Scrapwork Mutt's Return to Glory. Invasion's got to be better than Mutt. It's like a Mutt that gives you a token, but doesn't give you a 2/1 body. But the 2/1 body is pretty bad. I guess you do get to mill over Mutt for some value. But I'm in on Invasion. I think. Unless you turn 3 Karn, which is good against some decks. Although I still don't have coding. There was a spot where I did want coding last time. Let's just leave it no coding for now. We're up against a Karuga gamer. I heard battles flopped hard. I mean, I liked battles. I was really excited about them. Well, maybe I'm not a representative sample size. Outlook on Needle versus Flute. I think Needle's just better for the most part. It's a mana cheaper, and if you're grabbing it, you're basically always know what you want to name. Of course, the upside of like being able to like defense grid like one specific card is interesting, but I don't think it's that relevant, honestly. Pretty gross. Spike confirmed, not in touch with Reddit Magic community. Yeah, not at all. I have not clicked on any Reddit Magic link in probably 4 years, despite using Reddit every day. I use Reddit every day. I have not been on any Magic Reddit forum in probably 4 years, and I don't intend to. Just not for me anymore. So you still don't have Delirium. We can maybe surveil into it next turn and then cast a glimpse off of our Omniscience and hope for the best. Do you have a preferred Blue-Red Wizards list? I don't. So I keep trying to solve the Flage problem. I keep trying to solve the Frog problem for Wizards. If those 2 cards didn't exist, like I would be so wizard brained, but it's just like those 2 cards are really hard problems to solve. Like, I guess Frog is easier, just main deck 3 Snare, sideboard the 4th one sometimes, maybe play Sudden Shock, but it's like, we can't, like, main deck Relic, we can't main deck, you know, Graveyard Hate, it's just so tough. I used to like Reddit as a place that didn't force feed me algorithmic content, even now that's gone. Is it? I feel like I just have a really curated homepage, and I don't know. Maybe I feel like you kind of can curate your own algorithm there, but I don't know. I could be out of touch as usual. Okay. Well, let's see if we can get Delirium. Not so lucky. Could be using wrong. So hit me subreddits you might like. I guess I just don't see that often. I use old Reddit too. I don't know if if that's different, but I've been old.reddit.com for the entire time new Reddit's been out. It feels even wrong to call it new Reddit because it's been what, like 9 years, 10 years. Could be maybe tempting to play Marauder to attack the invasion. I think it's probably better to suspend that last turn. All right, take this down to 2. Big draw step for me. A lot of good top decks. So we get to turn off their ring. I'm pretty sure I'm just going to grab Haywire Mite because this will give me Delirium. And I think protecting against Leyline Binding is something that makes a lot of sense because if they go for binding on my Karn, I'm going to want to Mite the binding. And then I'll keep the ring locked down as well. And if not, I can just Mite the ring. And if they kill my Karn, I also get Delirium, which is kind of interesting. Yeah, we can cast Glimpse off Omniscience, which is a nice little overlapping synergy here. Ah, Omnath. Dude, this card... people used to think of this card, including me, on like when this card was legal with Uro and Field of the Dead and Mystic Sanctuary and Yorion to some extent, it's like... I thought it was like just a matter of time until this card got banned, but now this card is just so bad in Modern, just like actively kind of unplayable. Right after we had to deal with Oko, we got Omnath and Uro, yeah, I know. And Companions. It was quite the time. Okay, Teferi's pretty good here. I can beat it if they don't disrupt my... If they don't disrupt my Karn, I can ignore it, but it stops my Cascade and my Suspend. Okay, so no card for you. It's kind of unfair because Omnath thrives in fair formats. We're a very unfair meta currently. Is it unfair or is it just accurate? I don't know. So they shocked. They likely have a Bolt or a Binding here. Let's just see what we draw. I'm not going to sack my treasure. Take this down to 1. Draw an Archon of Cruelty. I'm going to grab Cityscape Leveler. To play around a binding on my Karn. Now I'm going to activate Haywire Mite on the ring. Delirium is online. Oh, they can't cast binding. Well, don't think that really changes that much. No, we got paired into Storm in the last round, which is like unwinnable matchup, basically. They say not copying. Okay, I'm gonna... Oh. The fuck? Just critiquing my play in real time. Main deck endurance is tough. So if I draw a land, I can Cityscape level. I'm going to lose my Glimpse to the Suspend. Three cards in their hand. Who do they pitch again? Another Omnath. So lose this. Still have 2 in the deck. Optimistic that this will resolve. Feeling pretty good about that. See. Did you consider Karning the Teferi and then mining it last turn? That is not a legal play. So this is something that gets confused very often. People very often are under the impression that Karn is the thing that turns stuff into artifacts. That's liquid metal coating. Liquid metal coating is what can turn things into artifacts. Very common misconception. Oh, it's okay, Doug. This is a question I get all the time when I play Karn. A lot of people think that's what the Karn +1 does. I may be wrong, but I think Storm is unhealthy for the game. And anytime it's meta, yes, you can be with Damping Sphere, but the fact that it gatekeeps decks due to non-interactive, non-trippers is, I don't know. I kind of disagree. I think that Storm is kind of a good presence where it punishes other uninteractive decks in an interesting way. With the Rebirthing Strand instead of leaving it for the Endurance, that's interesting. I think it's kind of good that it punishes other uninteractive decks while interactive decks are very good against it. So I think it ends up having a positive effect on the metagame, a somewhat like balancing dynamic, if that makes sense. It's like it's like more of like a rock paper scissors thing, which I think typically is good. It's like decks like this are better against the interactive decks, and then Storm is better against those decks, and Storm is better against this one. It's good that there's this matchup dynamic, I think. I also will say this. I really enjoy playing in Storm if I have counterspells in my deck. I find like figuring out what to counterspell to be like a fun puzzle to solve basically every time. Not everybody agrees with that, but that's something I enjoy about playing against it. Do we scoop to Elishnorn? No, we could just go Omniscience, Karn, Leveler. Okay, 3 cards in their hand. Hope we can fade second game 1 Endurance. I'm going to discard Omniscience and then I guess just Omniscience. Feel pretty confident that we'll get Delirium off this cash grab. As a streamer, I know all about cash grabs. All right, do you have a second Endurance? Let's hope not. Test the waters here. Maybe they would discard like a Subtlety or something. They sack Omnath instead of Truga, so they probably have another Omnath in their hand. Is Archon the best creature to glimpse to? Is there any other cards you consider? It's basically between Archon and Gristlebrand. Archon is better in multiples, and it's better to copy with Woodland, which I think makes it the pick, in my opinion. All right, just your standard little loop-de-doop. Wait, also main deck Force of Vigor? Oh, the unhinged sign of a Karuga player. I guess he had no green card, though. How in the world was this loop found? So we had without Reliquary, and I can't remember who it was. We had without Reliquary, Clock of Omens. There was some chatter. I can't remember who they were. Sorry about that. Who found this loop for us? I remember they said it very casually. How about 3 Archons, 1 Crystal? I thought about it. I think I just kind of like Archon as like, for the most part, more because it's like. So Gristlebrand is kind of not that good if you don't hit Omniscience. Like if you don't hit Omniscience off your Gristlebrand, there's a good chance you're still losing that game, right? But Archon, if you like just hit an Archon, like an Archon is a card that is going to really often just win the game by itself. And so sometimes Gristlebrand will win the game by itself, or with the cards it draws for you. But I think you want your like secondary thing to hit to be good by itself and good to copy with Woodland. And that's Archon of Cruelty, baby. Sounds really nice. What a 3-1 split with Archon? Maybe we were just talking about that, and I just actually gave an answer why I don't want to do that. With peace and love. You're good, Duck. No worries. What does Garden give us? It gives us one more permanent when we cast Glimpse from tomorrow off of our Bloodbraid Marauder. Quite the sentence, huh? Doing any graded cards? I was gifted a graded Mayhem Devil from a fan at a MagicCon Vegas like 2 or 3 years ago. Might be downstairs. That's the only graded card I own, though. I'm a little confused as to what the additional combo pieces add. Redundancy to the combo, right? Not that tough. Redundancy to the combo. Also, like, one thing here is, like, if my opponent has endurance, like, Marauder doesn't really care about endurance. We just get the cast trigger. Its redundancy to, like, types of hate cards, too, is pretty relevant. I'm going to discard 1, 2. And then let's go to combat. See if they want to, like, hardcast endurance, block the shaman, and tap out. Oh, wait, sorry, I guess this was... I'm going to get endurance. I'm going to get Delirium again, because I have enough mana to go Cash Grab and Rumble and Marauder here. Do you think Baraglyph would be too much for Modern? No, I really wish Baraglyph and Pyroglyph were both legal. Pyroglyph might be a little much, but it is 4 mana, and it's weak to Graveyard Hate, so it's just kind of tough for me to be, like, too doomy about it. I guess I get punished for... Wait, sorry. Sorcery, land, and so I need to actually graveyard the Marauder. Baraglyph is a fucked up card. I think Baraglyph would be probably unplayable in Modern. Nice. I think it would nearly definitely be unplayable in Modern. Like I'm not worried about it. It is a 3 mana sorcery speed creature with no ETB effect, no haste. You could maybe sideboard it in some matchups. There may be some metagames where it's playable. People would try it. We would try it, but it is the kind of card that just like is so rarely good. So I forgot to bounce the card. Alright. Deck's looking pretty good. You're really sold on the Karn Infinite? Yeah, I mean, I kind of think it's like just clearly correct. Where it's like Karn, if you hit a Karn off of your Omniscience, you win the game. That's great. It doesn't require anything besides your entire sideboard. But the game is over immediately, which is really good in this very combo focused metagame. And Karn is also just Karn the Great Creator. You just cast it and like it is a functional spell in situations where you are not comboing, and that's a pretty unique thing. The new mutation ley line that's to play Wooburg for spells could make Slivers playable with Morpheon and Sorin. No, I don't. But I think it sounds very fun. I think it's like it's like by the time you go ley line, 3 lands, Sorin, Morpheon, that is 6 of the, let's say, 8 cards available to you if you're on the play, and 6 of the 9 cards available to you if you're on the draw, assuming your opponent didn't discard anything, didn't exile anything, didn't counter anything. And then you still need to have Slivers in your hand to like cast. So To me, the plan sounds quite bad. Quite bad. Fantastic Goblins supposed to be streaming a little bit. A little bit. I do think like with Nightmare and Ritual, there's some interesting, juicy stuff, but for the most part, I'm not particularly enthused. I do think that the mutation ley line could be something that you could play in a Through the Breach Emrakul deck that is not Domain Zoo, but it's just like, or sorry, not Domain Zoo. It's not Through the Breach, but it's like a domain deck that is capable of just having 5 colors because you're also playing Leyline Binding. I don't think I'm dead this turn. Might be dead. Pretty sure I'm dead. Now. So I'm down to 2. If I discard a single card, I lose the game. So double Bowmasters. To game 2 we go. Yeah, we'll be getting a Duskborn video up. I'm going to start working on the PowerPoint for it tonight. There's been a lot of questions about it, so I think that's going to need to take priority over the charity stream donation incentives. So once I get the Duskborn done, ideally this week, I can start to work on the MH3 incentives, Lucy's costume, Dark Souls no-hit stuff. If you missed it, we did a charity stream on Saturday. We hit a bunch of incentives. One, chat will get to vote on Lucy's costume. We will do 3 Dark Souls no-hit attempt streams, but I need to do some practice to like just get that ready, get a little bit refreshed off stream for that, and then we're gonna do a redo of the MH3 tier list. Post evaluation. There's only one Bowmaster live. Oh, I guess we could have discarded 1 card, huh? Still pretty dead, yeah. I guess we could have drawn Rumble into Maurader in 1 though, so we had outs. Nadu and band tier, yeah. Excited to talk about that one. Because like for me, like I just missed that like Springheart and Tuco just enabled that deck so hard. I thought the Nadu combo decks would have really low card quality if they wanted to be deterministic. What do you think Watsu would do in MH4? Dreams or expectations? I kind of don't think there will be an MH4. Nexus with the 45 months. Thank you. Welcome back. Appreciate you. Obviously, I don't know. Just baseless speculation, but I think we're just going to get Universe Beyonds for like supplemental stuff to Modern. Like they're doing Marvel next year. And I think if there is an MH4, it wouldn't be out for years. And I think that there may not be an MH4. There might also be, but I kind of feel like it's more likely they just do more smaller Universe Beyond supplemental stuff. Is my current thinking, I guess. I guess I'm gonna put Archon into my hand. I want the Karn in the yard for the Delirium. Oh wait, sorry, I already had Delirium. No wait, sorry, that's a cash grab. That's a Rumble, not a cash grab. Take it back again. BK, 20 months, think welcome back. It's also like, again, it's way too early to be even like thinking about what MH4 would be like. It's just like, we just got MH3. Why did the graveyard stop? So the graveyard shows you Delirium count as soon as you draw. Wait, we drew a Delirium card. Okay, I don't know. New answer. I don't know. The answer to more and more things these days. We need MH4 to power creep. Also have Pride and Guide of Souls. Play some Pyroclasms. Final Fantasy Marvel big modern use run makes me nervous. I'll deal with it, but the ideas of multiple IPs in a non-commander format irks me. Yeah, I mean, I've heard this sentiment a lot, or some, I should say, and I think this is a fine take to have. Personally, I don't really care, but I will say that all I ever care about is this a well-designed set? Are the game pieces interesting? Is the art good? Are the vibes good? And I think you can have this opinion, but I think if the vibes are good, if the set is well designed, if the art is good, that'll probably just make most people happy, right? But for me, you know, I've been playing Magic for like 12 years. Yeah, 12 years, and I've never felt like the lore in this game is good. I've never been like excited, like, Jace! That's Jace, guys, look! You know, I've never been into the lore. And so that's just like a me thing, you know, obviously, you know, no shade if you are. But I've never felt like Magic lore has been good. It is, for me, I think it's always been really cheesy. The quality in it is very erratic, very all over the place. If you look also at like the very early history of Magic, like the second set of Magic ever is Arabian Nights, just like, you know, Arabian mythology. It's like that was the original Universe Beyond set. All right, we're gonna spin here. It's just not for me, you know, just not for me. It's nice that it's there. The people who like it, I'm glad that you like it, but it's just not for me. Well, the good news is we can. Oh, we can't Woodlands Archon next turn unless we draw an untapped land. This one enters tapped. You live by the glimpse, you die by the glimpse. Yeah, like that. Like there are high quality moments of the Magic lore. There's some good stuff for sure, but these good moments are really few and far between compared to like just a lot like the Gatewatch stuff where they're just ripping off Marvel is like, what are we doing? And now we just actually have Marvel, you know. I think we've gone from blatant Marvel ripoff to, hey, we actually just get Marvel in the game now. I think that's kind of an interesting arc. And also, like, Magic has always been a game about a multiverse. Like, that is the lore, is a multiverse. And so the resiliency to just add other multiverses in is, I feel like, has always been a little weird. Like, why people don't like it. Mulligan. Fast and Furious. I've been telling Esther we need to get into the Fast and Furious franchise. The people who like Fast and Furious, they're having a really good time, you know. They're having a really good time. King with the 18 months, thank you, welcome back. You know who's not having a good time? Nerds complaining about the Lord of the Rings show, you know. Nerds are not having a good time. People who like Fast and Furious are having a great time. Felix with 25 months, thank you, welcome back, appreciate you. Watch through Brazil and call it a day. That's peak, and everything after a slow keep to the grave. Well, I don't think we're actually going to watch it. I am just a little too nerdy. Is the Lord of the Rings show really that bad? I don't know. I mean, I watched season 1 up until the last episode. Me and Esther did, and it was. I liked the first 2 episodes a lot, and I was like pretty hyped for it. And then I thought it got really boring. I thought it got so boring we just didn't finish, and so. I don't think I'm going to watch season 2 unless like the reviews are really good. I think the show is still airing, but as far as I can tell, the reviews are not spectacular, and I don't know. There's just I don't know, better stuff out there. Like it was just so slow. Like they're in the city of Numenor for so long and nothing happens. They're in that city for like 5 episodes and nothing happens. I literally can't spoil it for you because like everything is just this really contrived conflict that's like resolved immediately. It's like they're in that city for so long doing nothing. Yeah, it's said before The Hobbit, Lord of the Rings. Yeah, maybe we'll give season 2 to go if people like it, but at the moment, probably just watching other stuff. Okay, was the season finale of season 1? How was the season 1 finale of Lord of the Rings? Yay or nay? Because we just like we just watched House of the Dragon instead. Could barely finish season 2, episode 1. Recommend watching House of the Dragon. Yeah, I you know what? There's a lot of people who didn't like House of the Dragon season 2. I'm like pretty all in on that show. I actually, despite what the internet says about how slow it was and how it's a setup season, I liked every episode. It left me wanting more. I'm pretty in on House of the Dragon. Say yay for season 1 finale. Okay, I'll probably circle back to it eventually. We're getting Detectives Phoenix here. I don't like comparing House to Lord of the Rings and different fantasies. So I mean, I think the main reason people can compare them is that both seasons that came out, they came out around the same time. This year, House of the Dragon came out before Lord of the Rings. The first time they were airing at the same time, and House was just a better show. Is it new Kaito good? I don't think so. I'll be working on the set review tonight. I'll probably get the PowerPoint built tonight and then record on Thursday. Probably can't record tomorrow. All right, Detectives Phoenix, we're getting hit for 5. Or sorry, 7 instead of 5. All right, Brickton, Enabler. I started watching Game of Thrones. Should I stop before season 6? Season 6 is good. In fact, I would say the finale of season 6 is kind of the high point. You should just watch it all. It's just like a rite of passage. All right. Yeah, if you want, for the chatter who's asking for a preview of the PowerPoint, here's what I got. Here's what we got so far. How's reading The Way of Kings going? I'm like 200 pages into The Way of Kings. I actually had like a lunch with some friends yesterday, and the friend who got me into it, he got 2 other people into it, so it was like fun to chat about the book. We'll keep on the draw because of Double Caverns. I think on the play with small again. All right, Surveil Lands. You've never failed me before. You will not fail me now. I'm gonna watch The Penguin on Max. I haven't heard that. Me and Esther we watched Kite Man on Max. I loved Kite Man. I thought Kite Man it's not gonna be for everybody, but I thought the humor was hitting, and we love that show. We've been watching the Harley Quinn show too. We've been liking that a lot. Want to pitch Caverns of Caverns? Because I'm on the play. Surveil Lands, please survey. Wait, hold on. Opponent forgot to play a land themselves. Do people get so baited into these bauble Street Wraith Keeps? It is the problem with playing these cards is you either have to mulligan these or keep these. Like, all right, Surveil Lands, so goated. Definitely keeping that. I like the first version you made of the deck. I like the first version too. I think it's good to like explore beyond. At the moment, that build definitely seems more consistent, I think. Yeah, we'll have to do a second YouTube channel just for TV review. Any thoughts on Splashing Persist? The Splash isn't super easy if you play Khalni Garden and 4 Woodlands. And then Persist is a little bit awkward hit off Glimpse, but you could play some Persist. It's an option. Oh yeah. Me and Esther watched some of Way of the House Husband. I thought it was fun. I've been taking the Khalni Garden because good chance I'm just casting Maurader next turn, right? Sorry for all the TV talk. I'm gonna block the Nethergoyf and then cast the Cash Grab. I mean, I'm at 19 life. We'll see if they like play another Nethergoyf this turn. But the fact that they time walk themselves kind of means I'm probably going to be able to not go for it next turn. Should we get into the Grammys? I basically never follow award shows. I don't think I ever have, really. Crop Duster, 30 months. Thank you. Welcome back. What about Andor? Okay, I pitched watching Andor to Esther, but then we watched something else instead. I still am committed. Yeah, Maurader being a cast trigger so they can't respond with like endurance is pretty nice. Alright, your turn. I might push my shaman maybe. It's also good to be able to like spin again with Maurader in these kind of situations should they should the first one brick. Nethergoyf now 4/5. Untapped third land. So they immediately took Archon because they're like, I'm just going to cast this off Dothy Voidwalker. This is going to be a fun spot. If I draw an untapped land, I don't know if I'm supposed to like Woodland. I think I'm just going to say no and then just keep this card in my hand. If I hit Omniscience off either of my Marauders, I get a lot of looks and I still have all 4 Omnisciences in my deck. Just going to thin the library of non-Omniscience cards. I think I'm just going to get a 0 mana card for another permanent. So we get 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 more looks at Omniscience to have all 4 in the deck. Archon would also be a good hit, of course. Although fewer of those in the list at the moment. So I could copy Archon. I'm going to pay the 2 life. Stack like this so we can maybe loot away whatever we draw off the invasion. Yeah, I will say Bitter Reunion not hasting our Archon here is kind of what I was afraid of, right? So I could just get the ring and then have protection from the Archon that cast off the Voidwalker. That seems pretty clear. I guess maybe instead I think I'll just Needle Dothy Voidwalker. Well, I guess this is worse against a Shatter. Yeah, Glimpse does hit your battles even if they are like physically on the other side of the field. It's probably better to ring, actually. I think we'll be okay though. We can even if they do cast an Archon of Cruelty here, we just are gonna attack with 2 Archons next turn. So I have to block. Right, you're dead. Let's just not bother fetching. There you are, Omniscience. We think that getting Statue bouncing Bloodbraid. Probably unnecessary. The Woodland was both tapped and had Summoning Sickness last turn, which is why we couldn't Woodland Archon. In paper, we aren't allowed to put it on our opponent's board, are we? I usually put them in the middle in paper. I think so. I'd have gone Bridge, I think. Well, Bridge is worse with our... We need to attack with our Archon. I think Ring just, like... Ring was the best option there. Were they not dead? Can't they block with the bird? Well, they're still going to take 3 from the Archon and 3 from a Marauder. Right. So like the Fable. This can put the Omniscience in the yard. This can get us Delirium. My opponent keeps their 7 card hand. Hopefully we're not too slow on the draw. Bridge next time. Play Statue, bounce Bridge. Ring is just better. Ring just doesn't lose to anything in that spot. Ban it. Yeah, one of the Mercenaries for casting Omniscience from hand, or Archon from hand sometimes. Alright, so they discard the Troll, which could trigger the NT in exchange for 1 counter and temporary trample on the Channeler. Now I think I'm going to go Rumble instead of the Invasion so that my play is a little less telegraphed. Still kind of telegraphed, of course. So now we have a battle in the yard. We'll have Delirium once we Invasion. We will be a mana short next turn of Shifting Woodlands after we Invasion. We'll have 3 mana instead of 2. But if we feel like we might be being attacked for lethal, then we could go for the Marauder, although now we're being thought seized. They take the Marauder, so we'll see. I mean, I have 15. Okay, they hit a Bauble off the Wraith. This is going to give them Delirium. I think I should block the NT if they don't give it Trample, but they probably will give it Trample. Do you think the Ring would be more balanced if you took the damage on tap, not upkeep? It would be worse. Sure. I think I'm still gaining 1 life here. This way I'm not dead to removal spell if I want to keep the spawn. A bit worse if I draw a Marauder. Oh, you know, I missed that they hit the Voidwalker. So now I have to... hit a Marauder and then win my flip. Okay, miss. Okay, I think that's a good stopping point for today. I'm going to spend some time working on the Duskborn PowerPoint. Very unlikely I'm able to build the PowerPoint and record. It usually takes me a day to build the PowerPoint and get all my thoughts in order, but we'll see. So unlikely the video's up tonight. Shooting for Thursday, Friday. Going to start working on that tonight. Who to raid today? Let's read.